Hello everybody, this is Manu and welcome to another Eternal News episode. While I was away, a lot has happened and we are now merely one day away from the new set Defiance dropping. And yeah, there's a lot to unpack. We even have a whole new card type in Eternal called Sights, so let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. Sights are a bit like planeswalkers for people coming from Magic, but they're still pretty different. So let's take a look. This is our first sight, Dizzo's Office. First off, sights always are associated with a certain hero type card in the game, in this case Dizzo, and once the sight's agenda is fulfilled, the certain hero will appear on the board on your side. So in this case, your units have lifesteal as an ongoing effect. They usually provide some kind of ongoing effect, their sights. And then in addition, they have their agenda. The agenda usually consists of 3 spells. In this case, Scheme, Threaten, and Cut Ties. It costs 7, Double Shadow, has a durability or health of 4. A side takes up the space of 2 units on your board, so basically you have room for 10 units while a side is out. When you play a side, the turn you play it, you can already start working on the agenda, so you get to choose which of the 3 cards you want to play. For example, you play it and then you choose Cut Ties to kill an enemy unit. And then the next turn you get to choose between Threaten and Scheme, and on the last turn you play the remaining spell of the agenda. And once you complete the agenda, Dizzo shows up. So if your board is full, you are prompted to sack a unit just like normal. So it's not like with a token generator like Assembly Line, where it just fills up the board. With sides it just works so that you always get to put the person of the side in play, not like say with Seraph on a full board. So you can just get prompted to sacrifice something, either the unit that is coming from the side or something in play. So you don't have to put Dizzo in play if you want to rather keep the side and everything else in play. If you play a side on a full board, you are prompted to sack down to 10 units to make room for the side. Sides have a health or durability, so they can be attacked, but you can only choose to send all your units at the side or all your units at the player, not like in Magic where you can pick and choose with a Planeswalker. The other thing is, sides can be targeted by spells and effects. So for example, a Rizan could shoot 3 damage at a side. But, as we recently saw, they changed Torch and Obliterate to only target players and units, not sides. Because in testing apparently that played too poorly and made sides too unreliable and unviable in constructed. So hence that change. It keeps them the same as before, it just makes them not interact with the new card type. Everything else stays the same, so everything else that deals damage to players or units before can now also deal damage to sides, like Signal Flare and that sort of stuff. And you can also only have one side in play at a time. Not only one side of each type, but only one side. You cannot have multiple sides in play, even if they are different sides. Here we also learn how Berserk interacts with sides. If you attack a Berserk unit, it will attack whatever it attacked the first time. However, if you attack a side and Berserk unit, if the side dies in the first attack, the second attack will go at the enemy player. So you're not wasting an attack by Berserking at a side. So you can basically attack a side, Berserk, then if the opponent jumps on the first time, the second time it will Berserk the side again to kill it, potentially. But if the opponent doesn't block the first time, so that he wants to waste your attack, he just kills the attacker just kills the side right away, and then Berserk attacks again at the player, so the opponent once again has to choose whether or not they want to take the damage, so you're not wasting attacks, which is nice. And relic weapons cannot attack sites, because otherwise they would also be too bad. They would just be too easily taken down. Relic weapons can never attack sites. The enemy player has a site and no units. Your relic weapons can attack the enemy player directly. So relic weapons just pretend sites don't exist. If you choose a spell for the agenda that has no target, the agenda will advance, the spell will be wasted, but it will not have an effect. So the agenda always basically concludes the second turn after you played it. The first turn you play the agenda, you play the site, you choose the first part of the agenda, then the second and the third, no matter what happens in between. Even if you can't play a spell through, say, a Svetya, you will always conclude the agenda on the second turn after playing the site, so that the site's owner or whatever shows up. Here's another site, one where the torch change is particularly relevant, Praxis Arcanum. It reduces the cost of your sites. And Talir's agenda, Accelerate, Refresh, Viper's Bite, not that great, but basically you play this on turn 4, and on turn 6 you get a free Talir Unbound, a 7/7 with upside, so that's pretty nice. It also basically ramps you from 4 to 6, which is also interesting. So not sure if this is going to see any play, but it has some potential, so it's something that depends on the context of everything that's going on for how viable it will be and constructed. But it seems a bit worse than Dizzo's Office. Dizzo's Office seems pretty strong. The lifesteal is really strong. The agenda is pretty good, especially Cut Ties and Scheme. Threaten is not that great, but it's fine. And yeah, Dizzo isn't that great, but you get a lot of value and sort of free power for the 7 power you invest, and then you also get the lifesteal on top. So that is pretty strong. And yeah, this is a pretty cool card type. Definitely adds a whole new dimension and dynamic to Eternal, and I can't wait to see what other sites we're getting. And yeah, play with them, brew with them. Gonna be a whole different world with these cards. Pretty cool that they amping up the complexity and depth of the game this way. It's pretty cool. Can't wait to rip open packs of the new set tomorrow evening. I hope I will feel well enough by then to stream and enjoy the whole new set with all of you. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification icon. You can also find me on social media, Twitter and Facebook over here, and live streaming on Twitch. So check that out, follow me there. Also, if you want to support this content and EternalTitans.com, please consider whitelisting EternalTitans.com and YouTube. That would really help a lot. I usually put an ad at the beginning and the end of each video, but not in the middle, to not disrupt the viewing experience. And you can just watch them at the beginning and the end without being bothered in your viewing experience, but still supporting the content at the same time. That really means a lot. I appreciate everyone that has whitelisted YouTube so far. I could really see an uptick in ad revenue lately with people doing that, so thanks very much for that. Really appreciate it. It definitely helps a lot. Alright, that's it again for today. There's a bunch more news coming, because there were a couple more spoiler articles and new card types that we have to talk about, so I'll be back in a bit with the next Eternal News episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. As usual, I'll put the article in the description down below for anyone that wants to check it out and read the whole thing. This was Eternal News with the Defiance the new Defiance card type, Sights. I'm your host Manu S. I thank you for watching. I see you next time. Bye.